Welcome to the Sheffield United Way. My name is Hal. Let's talk about Louie Barry. Louie Mark Barry. He's 22. He'll be 23 in June of 2026 if he's not careful. He's apparently, 1.74 meters? So that's 5'7", 5'8", 5'9". It's in that parish. It's in that bracket of great height for a man. If you are between 5'4" and 5'9", you are a great height for a man. Anything more than that, to be honest, you're actually being a bit greedy. You are taking up too much space on this planet. Now, the Sutton Coldfield-born forward can play in a variety of positions, mainly as like a left winger or a striker, can play in an advanced, maybe second striker or attacking midfield role, but operating across the front three would probably suit him to perfection. He is right-footed, although he can use his left. I've watched quite a few clips of him putting crosses in with his left, but he likes to play on that left-hand side, using the right foot, seemingly preferring to cut inside, although he does use his left. It's just simply not as strong as his right. Barry spent 10 years with the West Bromwich Albion system after joining the Baggies from Sutton United in 2009. Naturally, in 2019, it was a tried and tested route that I'm sure many have done. Went from the Midlands to Catalonia, came a-calling the older La Masia youth system of Barcelona, and Louis signed for Barcelona, and Barry actually signed a 3-year contract with the Spanish club, becoming the first English youth signing, joining that famous youth academy. Now, he'd previously been close, apparently, if you believe all the rumours, to signing for Paris Saint-Germain. Just imagine that. Probably would have been very similar because he went abroad and then came back. In September 2019, it was announced that West Bromwich Albion were going to report Barcelona to FIFA over the transfer, claiming they'd not received the necessary compensation they were due. This meant Barry had to wait 3 months for his international registration to be confirmed, which meant that he missed the first 7 matches of Barcelona's under-19 season, which probably didn't help his development or his squad integration. You know, new culture, new language, new country, new lifestyle, new system. So that put him a little bit on the back foot. A judge ultimately ruled in favour of Barcelona, and in November 2021, Albion, it was stated, were due no further compensation, and Barry could finally make his debut for Barca's under-19 side. He did that in October 2019. He scored on his debut. That was in a 6-0 win. He made 10 competitive under-19 appearances in the Youth League and the UEFA Youth League for Barca. But of course, COVID would hit. And when it did, he decided to return to England and the Midlands with Aston Villa. Barcelona to Birmingham, like going from Margot Robbie to Susan Boyle. He signed for the Villains later that month for a fee of apparently $880,000, which could rise to $3.5 million with a few add-ons if they were met. I don't know if all of them have been met. They probably haven't. Barry signed a 3-year contract, and that's actually the maximum for a player his age could sign at that time, with an agreement of an automatic further 3 years being triggered. Barry was selected to actually make his debut because of a number of players for Villa having COVID in the FA Cup third round against Liverpool. And Barry actually scored the equaliser in that game when it was to make it 1-1, when it was really tightly balanced. And in fact, Liverpool would go on to win. But Barry received a I suppose we could say nice, but then again, as Blades fans, we probably wouldn't say nice, compliment from Jurgen Klopp, then Liverpool manager, who referred to the youngster as little Jamie Vardy. Yeah, I mean, I don't quite know how to take that. I don't think he means in physical appearance. The goal was voted as well goal of the round by BBC Sport. If you get a chance to look it up, it's worth seeing. He enjoyed loan spells at a number of clubs. Ipswich, not enough to talk about there. Swindon, MK Dons, Salford City, Stockport twice. We will focus on the Stockport time and Hull City last season. The Stockport stats in their entirety, they're really encouraging. So as I say, over 2 spells, if we put them all together, 46 appearances, so it gives you an idea of like a whole season. 25 goals, 7 assists. He was sent on loan to Championship club Hull City to ideally progress his career further. That's what Villa wanted to see. However, his season came to a very abrupt halt as he suffered an injury to his knee after just 4 games with the Tigers. Sheffield United had been rumoured to be interested in Barry at the same time, but who knows? It could have been a very different story I'm sure. Barry has represented England at under 15, under 16 and under 17 youth levels. He's also eligible to represent the Republic of Ireland, as probably most of us are if we looked into it. He has represented the Republic of Ireland under 15s and 16s. Maybe under Jack Charlton, he would have played for the full side. In his entire career, now I've included youth appearances, he's played in the following positions. Left winger 56 times. When playing as a left winger, he scored 22 goals, got 12 assists. I like that. I'm going to come back to assists. He plays as a striker, a centre forward, and that sort of includes playing like in a front three, which also could be crucial for the way that 𝗤𝗏𝗃𝗍 might, in the league season, get things going for Sheffield United. Certainly looks that way. Centre forward 36 times, 25 goals. What a return in that position, 4 assists. But again, remember, these numbers slightly skewed, but I wanted to just give an idea of the positions he can play. Slightly skewed because we are talking a lot of these youth football. Right winger, 18 times, 3 goals, 3 assists, not bad. He's played further back, more of like a left midfielder rather than a left winger, 9 times, 2 goals, 1 assist. I mentioned he could play as a second striker, like an attacking midfielder. Done that 10 times with 5 goals. A goal every other game. He's been sent off once in his entire career, and that was for Salford City. Now, he has had 2 pretty bad injuries. Had a knee injury most recently, which we mentioned, 145 days that kept him out for. But he missed 161 days, which is more, with a hamstring injury, and that crossed over the 2023 to 2024. It happened in October 2023, and he wasn't actually better until the 4th of April 2024. Now, I've watched a lot of footage of Barry. There's areas of his game that I absolutely love, and areas where he needs to improve, as with many youngsters, as with many players. I mean, in the air, he's not the best, despite being a great height for a man. He needs to get a bit stronger, as he can get knocked off the ball. I need to see more of those moments, as once or twice I saw evidence of him lose the ball and not always attempt, at breakneck speed to win it back. But on the flip side, he doesn't get knocked off the ball that much, as he is so skillful. He is tricky, a real live wire with tremendous dribbling and close control. Seeing him cut in from the left onto that trusty right and then slot the ball home or smash it from distance seems to be like a tried and tested recipe. You can see lots of highlights of Barry do that on YouTube. You could argue it's his signature move. Barry also isn't afraid to shoot on sight. There's some really interesting goals that he's clearly just hit it first time, and catching the keeper off guard is something I always admire with a forward player. He likes a dig from distance too. Plenty of examples of those on Tinternet. And, we've needed that. A player that's not afraid to have a pop from range. He's got pace. He can really draw a foul, which can, of course, take pressure off other players. He's a heads-up footballer, and by that I mean he doesn't just run into blind alleys with the blinkers on. He's good enough to get assists, and we spoke about assists a little earlier, and he's got enough of those as well to suggest he's not always selfish, although I have heard from some fans, that I asked for a few fans' opinions on Twitter, that he can be. But that's just a forward player, an exciting player. Sometimes when they've done all the work themselves, they want to have that final shot. Another area I was surprised about was his range of passing. If we look deeper, and we'll come back to the passing, at his League One Stockport stats from last season, 15 goals, an expected goals XG of 9.4. So, outdoing that. 2 assists, expected assists of 4. Successful passes. He's got an eye for a pass. Now, I checked out a few highlights. A lovely slide rule pass he's got in his locker. 315 successful passes. Again, this is with Stockport. Pass accuracy is very good, something I highlighted earlier and was encouraged by. He's good at finding pockets of space for a pass, and they're not always easy passes either, and he does take risks, which makes this number even more impressive. Passing accuracy, 80.6%. 810 touches in the box, 114. Mention his lack of aerial ability, aerial duels 1, just 29.4%. But he does take a really nice penalty, so a new option there. I asked for fans' views, fans that have actually seen him in the flesh. Stockport fans have been best placed to answer this. Harry said he was ace for Stockport, scored some brilliant goals too. He will cut it at the top end of the Championship. I don't know. ? I'm not too sure. He was definitely too good for League One though, but top end of the Championship, fighting for the Prem? ? I wouldn't say he's ready for that. Aidan says it's impossible to say if he's ready for that level. He's not played any Championship games really at all. When he was with us in League One, he often struggled. Again, more physical players would get the better of him. And there was only a few times when he got the better of them. But when he did, it was nearly guaranteed a goal. Matthew has said, wouldn't ask anyone other than us for the opinions. This is again because he's a Stockport fan. I think he's a 𝗤𝗟 system player. Wouldn't trust him to play for over a season, but when he plays, he's a brilliant player. We got the best out of him because he was our only threat. We didn't work as a team as much first half of the season. He was best in the league when he was with us. The biggest criticism of his gameplay is his decision-making, but still a lethal outlet. I did get an opinion of one Hull fan because I was interested in this. This is 𝗍𝗲𝗍, who said, at Hull, he barely played, but when he did, he showed nothing. Not a criticism. He was finding his feet in a struggling new team in a new league, but just an honest appraisal of the little we saw. A lot of fans thought us agreeing to sign him for 3.5 million was a bit daft. So, a variety of opinions you've heard from me where I think I make him sound like the next Messi, and you've heard from fans that have seen him a lot more than me. Now, of course, I'm basing what I've said on matches that I've watched, on clips I've seen, and on stats that I've read. Very, very hard to know if championship level and Louie Barry being able to cut it at said level is going to be a match made in heaven. Personally, if I was to stick my neck on the line, I think he's got the ability. I don't know if he's got the strength. I don't know if in this system he will need as much strength, because it could be that he's an outlet for when the ball is played over the top, someone with a bit of pace, trickery, dribbling, keep the ball, take a bit of the pressure off, win a foul, like 𝗤𝗟 can do. And maybe he'll be a similar player to that. He might float around that front three and just cause havoc because players will have to mark him and create space for others. We shall see. A very, very interesting player. There's no doubt about that. And I mentioned he's a live wire. I like players like that. They can be really exciting to watch. And thank you for watching.
𝗚𝗿𝗶𝗴𝗹. 𝗚𝗿𝗶𝗴𝗹. 𝗚𝗿𝗶𝗴𝗹.